This is the user interface for the Classroom Intelligence application, which allows teachers and tutors to find information that has been gathered about their individual students and classes as a whole. In this example, I'm going to ask about a student called Adam Jones. We simply type in the question, who is Adam Jones? And by clicking on the Ask button, it will show us the details of the person. We can see here that it's presenting us with a set of information about the activities of Adam Jones. We can see that in algebra, Adam Jones is scoring 60%, but on fractions, he's only scoring 40%. Just so we can see, we can ask the Classroom Intelligence tool what the fractions application is. So in this case, just as a reminder from one of the previous videos, we will be able to see what the fractions application is about. So I type in, show me the fractions app. I click on ask, and it shows us the fractions application. So just as a quick recap, in this application, we are given the task of creating the fractions of the different colored squares. If I tap on green, we select the green boxes. For the red squares, we tap on the red squares, and for the blue boxes, we tap on the blue. And essentially, we build the fractions by using drag and drop actions. So we just drag the items into the right places. And then obviously we can create the different numbers in the different places. So quickly back to the Classroom Intelligence tool. We can ask individual questions, such as to ask how Adam Jones is performing on the fractions app, or we can click on the available options which will ask those questions on our behalf. So in this example, we are going to investigate why there is a low performance score on fractions for Adam Jones. So we click on review, and we can see here that it has now provided us with a report about the performance in fractions. This report shows us about the different types of events that are happening on each attempt in the app. And we can see that on the first attempt, that the creating the numerator, which is the top number of the fraction, the score was 30%. So this is the darker shade of purple that's at the bottom of the chart, and there has been no problem in creating the denominator, which is the bottom part of the fraction, hence a score of 100. On the second attempt, the numerator score was 50% and the denominator score was 80%. And then on the third attempt, the numerator scored 65%. We can select to view further information about individual events. For this example, I'm going to check on attempt number 2, and we see that a more detailed report about this attempt appears, in which we can see for the first part that it has tracked a score of 50%. The outcome, it's flagged as a fail, and the notes that it has made from this is that the items that were selected correctly were blue, which were 4 items, and then for the mistakes, there were 3 for red and 1 for green. In terms of creating the denominator, then the score was 80%, and the outcome of that was a pass. We can check again on the third one, and we can also see a similar type of pattern here where the mistakes are being made in the first part of creating the fraction, and mistakes again are red, and the denominator, there's been no problems. The other part of the report that you may notice is towards the top right hand corner is the suggested questions. These are questions that the classroom intelligence tool will suggest to a teacher or tutor to ask, which will result in access to additional information that may provide a better insight into the reasons why a student may be having difficulties in a particular part of a learning exercise. So we will select this question, why has Adam failed this stage? And we can see that it comes up with some additional information about patterns that the student's performance matches against what the intelligence tool is aware of. In this case, it is highlighting that mistakes are specific to selection of colour, and that the patterns identified of the mistakes are specific to answers involving colours red and green specifically, and mistakes occurring specifically with red and green are an indication of colour blindness. So in this example, although the problem may initially appear to be about not being able to correctly calculate the top part of a fraction, further analysis produced by the classroom intelligence tool highlights that the problem may actually be something completely different, such as colour blindness in this case, that in this case may present itself as a problem to do with fractions instead of recognising colours.